Oh, those are our district. They're like our league or whatever.
Welcome, Oklahoma wrestling fans, to Guthrie, Oklahoma, where the Cushing Tigers are in town for tonight's junior high and high school duel. Going to feature the girls wrestling teams, both junior high and high school, followed by the junior high teams, and then ended with the high school wrestlers. And sometime amidst all of that is going to be senior night for Guthrie. So all that will be something to stay tuned in for. I am Sean Silvas, live here on the Guthrie news page, and just giving you a quick heads up before we get things started. 5:30 start time, and it is 5:30, so we are here, and I'm going to check out real quick and see what we have going on, and I will kick back up when the action starts. I want to thank you again for tuning into the Guthrie news page, and we will bring you all the live action here tonight, and we will be back with you shortly.
Coach, can I get a picture of your lineups? that works. So I don't know what to do as far as out here. We'll turn the music down, but the mics don't work. Let me go. Interesting. You know, they were working yesterday. What's that? They were working yesterday. They were working when Chap was here. He said, turn it on and it works. We turned them on and messed with it, but nothing's working.
Geography, there was like a tiny chair that it can like slide under the table, and it was in my seat, and I was like, oh dad, I get the small chair. I went up to get my pencil for my bag. I go to sit down and I fall. I hit the tire.
Oh, that's my boy. I play Marvel Rising all the time. He's a high school. He's a freshman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did.
But you got kids that came up here?
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
I don't think that's healthy.
It's not. strategy. I like that one. It was good.
We used to buy that one.
Yeah.
I went down to the pier for holiday.
How long is blood time and injury?
Blood time's 5 minutes. Injury time's a minute and a half. Recovery's 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That was yeah. That's not what
No, it's not.
like people get up to the limit with that type of understand like everybody. Like short time 10 on the board.
Minute and a half. Recovery's 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Injuries up here, recovery down here.
I was so flabbergasted because
I will.
I hadn't done anything.
yeah, like you were doing what? Like,
Me and my dad get mad.
I thought it was $5. I thought I was $5. I get it. I get it. Totally. Being up front,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are fixing to get things started today. We got some technical difficulties, so I'm going to yell as loud as I can, and we are going to get started with the girls' duel first. Oh, everybody's quiet now. Oh, look how quiet it is. Oh, here we go. Look how quiet it is. What are we? Is he playing the national anthem? This is not going to work. The worst venue in America. wrestling first for Guthrie, Keziah Braxton, and her opponent, Lillian Castile.
Right here. Where are we taking it?
That's fine. That's them. Go wrestle. We got it right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live inside the Guthrie High School. I'm sorry, the Guthrie Junior High, as we're going to start this girls' duel off. Not sure we could have any more technical difficulties in-house, but we are working through those, as this venue here is not the best. But we're working through these bugs, and we'll try to bring you a decent broadcast tonight anyway. Our wrestlers for Guthrie, or Our Lady from Guthrie, is Keziah Braxton. Cushing is going to be wrestling Lillian Castile. These girls wrestling at 155 pounds. Is Braxton on top now? Got a little high. She's got her arm too high. Needs to get that behind. But Castile, if she goes to her right and gets that head over her, that arm over her head, might be able to get up. And now she's tripoded up, as she is staying on her base good. Now she's getting a tripod. Now she spins around and gets on top and gets right to a bar arm and half. Braxton here trying to post up and look away as Castile reloads that, trying to work that half over, and Braxton trying to stay on her base. Now gets bumped over to her hip. We're down about 17 seconds to go in this first period. Keziah Braxton up 6-0. She got the takedown on the near fall. And then Lillian Castile with the, well, I'm not sure exactly what happened. I was working on graphics. So anyway, working on the cradle on top. Doing a good job there was Castile. But currently down 3-0. In this first period. Choice goes to Guthrie, and she's going to defer. And that choice is going to go back to Castile, who chooses bottom. As we are working through, again, some technical difficulties. Had a rough go of the sound system here. And now trying to get the score clock in-house set. Again, we're at the junior high, so trying to get the score clock. They had it set up for basketball when we got here, and just moments ago, as we were messing with the audio, they were getting the score clock fixed. And there's a locked hands by Braxton on top. You are allowed to lock your hands around your opponent if they are on their feet. But if the opponent is grounded, you cannot lock your hands around the waist. So grounded means if the opponent goes to their knee or if they go to their hands, then they are technically grounded and you cannot lock your hands. If they are on their feet, you can. So if you lock your hands down there, you lose a point. That's what happened there. And now Lillian Castile gets a locked hands call, plus she gets an escape point. So she should have 5-6 should be the score here. And now a headlock takedown by Castile, and she's got Lillian Braxton in all kinds of trouble. Braxton stuck there on the edge of the mat, and that's going to be a win for Castile.
Up next for the Bluejays at 138 pounds, Eva Luna Ellis is going to be wrestling Ariana Tesler from Cushing.
We have one speaker on music if you like that.
Wrestling here at 138 pounds for Guthrie. Eva Luna Ellis is taking on Ariana Tussler of Cushing. And that's a takedown for Tussler. And then a reversal for Eva Luna. Eva hanging on here on top. And she's got herself in a, she's climbing back on top now. Got a chicken wing here on her left side. Needs to get underneath that bar arm. She's pulling the bar arm over top, and she's getting way too high. She needs to go underneath the shoulder and grab that same bar arm and keep her from getting too high. And Tussler doing a good job of just keeping herself off her back, but now she's giving up near fall. Doesn't look like she's in a position of getting pinned yet. Ellis has got to get on top of that shoulder or walk that arm forward. She's got that chicken wing hooked back up. She's got the 4 near fall. Now she's getting closer to the fall. She's starting to pull that arm down. And we're down under 10 seconds, and Tussler's got to fight it out here. She's now getting closer to 7, 6, and 5. That shoulder, that left arm is still up as we come down to the wire here. Ellis was getting that shoulder down, and Tussler did a good job fighting there to keep that shoulder off the mat. And we work now here into the second period. Choice now goes to Cushing, and they're going to defer. Choice will go back to Ellis of Guthrie. Guthrie in the black singlet, blue trim, and Cushing in the black singlet, orange trim. The Tigers are orange, the Bluejays are blue. Nice high C here. Just a shot to a head outside single, which was a high C is what they call that, a high crotch. She gets a nice takedown, and now she's got this hooked up a lot tighter than the last time, and that's going to be a fall for Eva Luna Ellis as she picks up the win for Guthrie.
Up next at 82 pounds for Cushing, Raven Supner. And for the Bluejays, Hazel Ramsey.
There's no power on and off, so unplug it.
I'll just plug it in there. How much cord do I got? Go White, go underneath that, bud. Underneath your cord, over and under.
I don't know.
Go over and under so I'm not pulling your cord. We'll make that work. We'll make that work. Just point the sound that way.
Yeah, I've got the sound, their speakers up hard.
Okay.
I've got you at about 3/4 here and about 3/4 there.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, I'll wait for you to announce for a few and adjust.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Up next at 110 pounds for Cushing, Brenlyn Davis. And for your Bluejays, Sydney Hoffman.
Wrestling at 110 pounds for the Bluejays, Sydney Huffman. And for Cushing, Brinley Davis, who got the first takedown there. Davis on top here of Huffman, who's now in a nice little tripod here, trying to get herself up, and now broke back down. Stuck here on bottom, and Brinley Davis Doing a good job staying behind that left arm. She's got an inside bar arm now on the left side. She's getting a little bit too high now. She's got that right arm in front. That's going to put her too high. She needs to stay behind that arm. Or Sydney Huffman's going to be able to squirrel out as she does, gets back to her feet and earns the escape point. As we get down into a minute, she gets a nice little knee pick here. She's got that single leg knee pick and scores 3 points. Sydney Huffman now up 4-3. And just like that, Brinley Davis gets the stand up and the escape. And now the score is tied. Both girls with a takedown, both girls with an escape with 40 seconds left to go. And right back on that little knee pick, using her length. Sydney Huffman just reaching down, grabbing that single leg. And now they're in a bit of a scramble here. She pulls across and picks up 3 more, Brinley Davis. And we're back to action here. A lot of action here in this first period, down under 20 seconds. Brinley Davis of Cushing on top of Sydney Huffman. And now there's a half Nelson, and it's tight. This is not good. It's short time. And Brinley Davis gets the fall for Cushing.
Who's up? Lorna.
Yeah, 18-6.
Here we go.
Up next at 117 pounds for Cushing, Piper Weaver. And for the Blue Jays, Alana Von Dock.
Wrestling for the Blue Jays, Alana Von Dock. As she gets back to out of bounds by Piper Weaver of Cushing. As we're down to a minute and 30 seconds left to go in the first period. Nice double leg there, a tap and go by Weaver. Big lift. And puts Lana Von Dock on her back from feet to back. It's going to be a 7-point takedown. And now Dock trying to get off her back here with a lot of time still on the clock. 1:10 to go. Fights hard to get back to her base. Good job by Lana. And Piper Weaver with a big double leg takedown out of the gate. Feet to back, 7-point lead. So she gets a takedown early, and Lana gets the escape and then answers right back with another double leg to her back. And Weaver out 10-1 early in this match. 45 seconds left to go as they work towards the out of bounds. Referee's going to let them wrestle out of bounds until every piece of each wrestler is out of bounds. So as long as something is in bounds, the wrestling will continue. Once everything is out of bounds, they will blow the whistle. So you can get pinned out of bounds and you can wrestle and score out of bounds as long as someone has something in bounds. So you'll see a lot of action still stay on the edge of the mat. And if they do end up going onto the hardwood floor, something where the mat's shorter, they'll go ahead and stop that match to keep these girls safe. So far now with 25 seconds left to go, Lana Von Dock on bottom of Piper Weaver, who's out to a big early lead. And now Dock able to stand up and get away. As they get back to action, another tap and go. She taps, and Dock bites on it and goes straight for the double leg. And Weaver again with the same attack. She's got a lot of motion. She taps and fakes and taps and fakes and taps and fakes. And then she taps and goes and has had success with 3 takedowns so far. With the long buzzer, we are getting into the second period. Coin toss goes green, and that choice is going to go to Guthrie. They defer. Choice goes back to the Tigers of Cushing. And there you see it again, just a lot of faking. She tap and fake, tap and go. And when she goes, Piper Weaver just catches Dock on her heels. Not really sure what to do with those fakes. And she picks up 3 more points for the takedown. She's up 16-2 now and approaching tech fall territory. As she's up by 14 points, and a tech fall is 15, kind of like a run rule in wrestling. She would be, basically they'll stop the match and award 5 points to the team if she's able to get that. Doc now gets an escape. And with one more takedown, Weaver goes right back to that double leg. Kind of forced this one, but just powers through it. And she's able to power all the way through. And she gets the takedown, but not before they go out of bounds. And Doc's going to get one more shot to stop that double leg. And Weaver, though, just tap and go on that double. And she's been there all night. Gets the 3. That's going to put her up 19-2 for the tech fall. And Piper Weaver of Cushing gets the win over Lana Von Dock of Guthrie.
Up next at 126 pounds, for Cushing, Gemma Lane. And for the Blue Jays, Bailey Harden.
Bailey Harden wrestling for your Blue Jays. At 126 pounds. And she's taken on Gemma Lane of Cushing. Hand fighting here. Going for the headlock. She nails it. And catches Bailey Harden, and Harden able to just hustle her way out. Spins all the way around. Now she's laying on them hips, loading herself up. And somehow Bailey Harden escapes what could have been disaster. And Gemma Lane had her on her back. Referee allowed them to just wrestle through the position. And Bailey Harden comes out on top with the 3, gets right on the half, and she's got this tight. And Bailey Harden with the fall for the Blue Jays picks up another win on her freshman season.
Up next at 155 pounds, for Cushing, Zoe Ledgerwood. And for your Blue Jays, Peyton Edberg.
Peyton Edberg wrestling for the Blue Jays. And she's going to be taking on Zoe Ledgerwood of Cushing. These girls wrestling at 155 pounds, and Ledgerwood out to an early lead with that 3-point takedown. And she gets right on that half, and now Ledgerwood's got Edberg in all kinds of trouble with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. This is tight, and this is going to be hard to fight off. A long time for her to settle in. Edberg doing a good job fighting. She's pushing on the legs. Just not enough squirm, as that was tied out in the center of the mat, nowhere to go. Just having to fight that off best she could. But that's going to be a fall for Ledgerwood.
Up next for Cushing, 170 pounds, Trinity Biddle. And for your Blue Jays, Julia Davis.
Julia Davis for your Blue Jays in the blue. It's going to be taken on Trinity Biddle of Cushing. These girls wrestling at 170 pounds. .30 seconds left to go. These girls are hand fighting back and forth as they fight to try to gain some position here before someone takes a risk to get underneath and try that shot. Biddle doing a good job. She's got the inside collar tie on her right side. And Julia Davis just kind of got a lazy over tie. Looks like she's trying for a snap down, but just kind of hanging on there. And if Biddle's able to get both hands inside, see, both girls got a collar tie and an over tie. So both kind of have a neutral position. It's the same position. And if one of them can get two hands inside, now they're going to have just a fast track to a leg. All they got to do is get the head out of the way. But if there's both an over and under, they both kind of have the same position. So they're trying to fight for a dominant position so they can slip by the head and get away, or they can pull down on the head and either snap down or counter with that. So just kind of a hand fight position here. 40 seconds left to go in the first. Still 0-0 score. These ladies battling in here. There's a snap down by Davis. And a good job there. Davis just got heavy on that head, and Biddle started to push and get out in front of her feet. And just like that, snaps down those hands and the head. And Biddle hits her hands, and Julia Davis gets the three-point takedown. 15 seconds to go now here in the first. And she's staying behind both arms, doing a good job. As long as she stays behind both arms, she's not going to get too high. She won't get out in front of those arms. And so Biddle's not going to be able to grab her legs or spin around. So nice half here. She's got a half. Was running it good as she runs out of time. At the end of the first period, Julia Davis of Guthrie is ahead of Trinity Biddle of Cushing. Coin toss turns red, and that's going to go to Cushing. They're going to defer to Julia Davis of Guthrie, who chooses bottom. And we start this second period. Davis doing a good job here trying to stay on her base. She needs to try to post that outside right leg so she can get back to her base. And Trinity Biddle doing a good job just running this spiral. She's got an underhook on one side, and she's on her toes pushing. Makes it really hard for Davis to get off of bottom. Just a lot of pressure. It's taking her arms and basically got to push herself up, and Biddle as well. And pushing up your own self is one thing. Pushing up yourself plus somebody else's self who's driving into the ground is really hard to do. Davis is battling strong here, but just struggling to get up. She's got to post that right leg and use that pressure with her legs to push against Biddle. She does that and gets to her base here. She's on her knees now, but she's got to post that leg back out and do it again so she can get to her feet. So she's done a good job so far, but Trinity Biddle is grinding hard here on top. She's doing a great job just putting pressure. You can see she's got her toes dug into the mat, and that means she's pushing forward towards the hands of Davis, who is going to have to push against that to get up. So kind of just a battle of position here. 20 seconds to go, and Davis is keeping from getting turned, but she's definitely been stuck here on bottom as as Biddle on top is just grinding out on top. A lot of pressure here. She's doing a good job grinding, and Davis is doing a good job hanging in there as we come to a conclusion here of the second period. And Biddle almost comes up with that half, but runs out of time. And we end the second period with Julia Davis still ahead 3-0 of Trinity Biddle. Now choice goes back to Biddle because she deferred in the second, so now the choice goes back to her. She's going to pick bottom, and we start this third period. Now remember, Julia Davis at the end of that first period, she gets that snap down, got right on the half Nelson and had her turning and just ran out of time. So I'd look for her to get right back on that. She's got the inside bar arm, and you can see here on the left side, she's trying to dig that half, and she's not able to get it because Biddle's laying on that arm. And so now Davis is trying for that chicken wing. She's got that overhook on the right side, and she's pulling that, trying to pull that elbow back on her back. And if she can get just right there, she's got the chicken wing now. You can see Biddle's arm is like a chicken wing on her back. And now Davis is running her over her head, and this is trouble for Biddle. She's starting to get near fall, and this is a pin hold. If she can just settle in with 45 seconds to go, she picks up the fall. And Julia Davis, with a great match here, picks up a win over Trinity Biddle.
What match was that? That was match number 8.
Up next at 155 pounds, for Cushing, Abby Mari, and for your Blue Jays, Keziah Braxton.
Keziah Braxton for the Blue Jays is taking on Abby Murray. Abby Murray, I'm sorry.
What are we doing? Knee slide. Get your feet out.
Keziah wrestled earlier today. This will be her second match of the day. They had a couple of girls from Cushing at her weight, so she's getting a couple extra matches in today, which is a great thing. This duel is kind of being run like a real duel, but it's more of an exhibition, so it's not going to count against any official team, competitions, but they're making it like a competition, so we are keeping a dual score, and that makes it a lot more fun for these girls. So Keziah gets a chance to wrestle twice, and now she gets away. And Abby Murray up 3-1 now with 50 seconds left to go. And of the matches wrestled, Cushing is up 29-18 on the team score. And again, nothing official, more of an exhibition type duel. There's junior high and high school girls wrestling and competing in this, and some actually junior high girls are wrestling high school girls, and then sometimes junior high versus junior high, and sometimes high school versus high school. But all these girls doing a great job competing. And now Abby Murray looking to get behind here. Keziah Braxton, now that's going to be 3 points for her as she gets up 6-1 now. That's 2 takedowns for Murray. And Braxton had the one escape. We're going to finish up this first period with Abby Murray of Cushing ahead of Keziah Braxton, 6-1, and 2 takedowns to none. As we flip the coin, we'll see whose choice it is. Red's going to go to Cushing, and Cushing's going to defer her choice to Guthrie. And so Braxton's going to choose neutral, and we will get back to action here. Let's go straight for the snatch single. Murray reaches for the head, and Braxton just drops and grabs the single. Did a good job grabbing that leg, just wasn't able to finish as they go out of bounds. Both girls now, you can see Braxton's got the inside ties, or she did, and now Murray dug back inside. She's got heavy hand control on that head. You can see her right arm pulling heavy on Braxton's head. Braxton now digs back inside on that head side. Looks like she's going for a headlock. Not sure what to do with that, but gave it a good effort. Now she's trying to work herself out of bounds. And no change, no takedown. She was able to keep a hold of that head and get out of bounds, and Murray did a good job just sitting down on that headlock, not letting Braxton roll her over. As we're down under a minute now inside the second period, and Braxton gets right back on that single leg. Murray went 2 hands on the head, and Braxton goes for the single leg. Murray able to get her hips back and sprawl out, and she's going to pick up 3 more points. And that's going to put her out to the lead 9, or that's going to extend her lead 9-1. And now Murray, she's got the tight waist on the far side, kind of hanging on that left arm, needs to try to chop it or get behind it and keep pushing. Just kind of settling in here. A little bit of hand fighting going on that far side. Switch to see if we can see the other camera view a little bit better. It's a little shaky on that side. You can see a little bit of different action from that camera view, and now we're back to action on the edge. 8 seconds to go in the second. And Aubrey Murray finds a way to get another takedown, a finish on top again. And the choice will now go to Cushing. And they are going to put her neutral. And we will start yet again here, another period on our feet. Keziah Braxton's had a little bit of success getting to the leg of Murray, just is having trouble finishing. And Murray's doing a good job just snapping down, sprawling, and going behind. And there's another attempt here by Braxton as they go out of bounds. Nice little head pop there by Murray. She's real heavy on the head. She's doing a good job of getting Braxton out in front of her toes. If you're out in front of your toes, it's going to be hard to take a shot that's penetrating. It's almost... You're not going to come in straight if your head's above your toes. If you're leaning out on your toes, your head's going to go straight into the mat. And so Murray's doing a good job snapping down. But this time Murray able to sprawl again. Braxton keeps almost getting that leg pulled up. And Murray doing a good job just being heavy with those legs, getting them back, getting long. Braxton having a hard time pulling that leg up and getting Murray to fall over. That's another takedown for Murray. That's going to put her up 12-1. We're getting down close to 30 seconds here in the third period as this match looks like it's going to go the distance. Braxton here trying to base up. Looks like she's trying for a half here on that inside. 17 seconds to go. She's got the half. Well, she's got the...
Next at 130 pounds for Cushing, Talon Minnie. And for the Blue Jays, Eva Luna Ellis.
Wrestling here for the Blue Jays, Eva Luna Ellis. We saw her earlier tonight, I think. Wrestled in the junior high duel, I believe, or as a junior high, this time wrestling as a high school. 130 pounds. Takedown here by Cushing. And now working here for the fall. And Eva Luna's in all kinds of trouble as Talon Minnie is on top, working this half hard. She's got this half hooked up, minute 10 seconds to go. Luna's fighting hard, trying to get those shoulders off the mat, but not able to. And that's going to be a pin there for Talon Minnie of Cushing.
I think that's everything, isn't it?
All right, folks, that's going to do it for the girls' duel tonight. In the head-to-head matchup, Cushing's going to walk away 39-18 in the score. Give us a few minutes, we'll let the junior high warm up, and then we will get back to action.
How long do they have to warm up?
All right, folks, up next, junior high boys are going to get back to action. Going to give them just a few minutes here to warm up. After the girls competed, did a good job there. Nice seeing those girls get so many matches. Oftentimes, we get to see a couple of girls compete. Really had kind of a full duel there. Several matches, 10 to be exact, were wrestled. So that was a nice job coaches putting together. Sometimes it's hard for those coaches to find ways for these girls to get matches, but a couple of those girls got a couple matches. Everyone else seemed to wrestle as well. So nice to see them out there getting mat time. Both teams having success this year, and it's nice to see those programs growing. It's nice to see these girls getting some mat time as well at these duels as they get into postseason. Their regional and state tournaments are coming up, so they need all the mat time they can get. Great job for the coaches as well, getting these girls prepared, and that is nice to see. I don't know if we're going to see him walk by the camera or not. We just see the top of his head. That's Coach Levi Casey, coach for the Blue Jays girls team, doing a great job with those ladies. We're going to kick off with the junior high when the time comes. I'm going to take a quick break and get some things ready for that. We'll try to get some of this in-house stuff figured out as well, and we'll be back shortly.
get up on my foot.
We won't be happy.
That's why I got. You been staying busy?
Staying busy. Girls makes it nice too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we are fixing to get things started here in this junior high matchup. The Cushing Tigers taking on the Guthrie Bluejays.
Captains to the center of the mat, and we'll get this junior high duel started.
And what you're going to see here is the referee's going to flip the coin, and depending on which team it lands on, they're going to get their choice of odd or even. And if they choose odd, that means every odd match, the 1, 3, 5, 7, that means they get their choice in the second period. If they go even, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, the second match to the fourth match, etc. And that will determine who gets their choice. That way the referee flips the coin once, and then he will leave it in his pocket the rest of the night. The teams will know whose choice it is in the second period. Let's get things started here at 80 pounds.
And wrestling first for Cushing, Brian Potter. And for the Bluejays at 80 pounds, Hudson Green.
All right, we're going to kick this duel off at 80 pounds, where Briar Potter for Guthrie is going to be taking on Hudson Green of Guthrie in an 80-pound junior high matchup. Waiting on the coaches to get situated. Coaches are going to get things figured out here. 80 pounds, Briar Potter, Hudson Green. And we are getting things started here at the Guthrie Junior High. The Cushing Tigers are in town. Big time heavy overtime by Hudson Green. And Brian Potter answers right back with a major headlock. And he's got that locked up tight now. Hudson Green fighting tough on his back. He'd be smart to step over that leg, so you can see the leg with the knee pad that Hudson Green has. He wants to walk that leg over top of, so his left leg over top of the left leg of Brian Potter, and that's going to leave him parallel. If he hooks his leg, then that's going to mean he's able to fight off. Good job, Hudson Green. And now Brian Potter up 7-0. 3 points on the takedown, 4 points for the near fall, and he's out to a big lead now. As Hudson Green tries to quad pot up, Brian Potter catches an inside cradle. Not able to score with it, and Hudson Green fights those hands, gets long, and able to fight off the cradle, and now he's trying to hook up an inside Granby roll, and now he switches that off to a single leg, and Potter doing a good job. He's got the outside leg hooked. He's really, really high, but he's also got a spladle type hooked up. He misses it. Hudson Green gets the reversal, and he's on top now. Heavy crossface again. Another heavy crossface on the other side. He's going to have to be careful with that, or referee Danny Choate's going to stop that match and award a point to Potter. You can crossface, but you can't swing a crossface. And Hudson Green being aggressive with it. Now he's way too high here, and yet another headlock for Brian Potter. As Green got a little bit too excited, gets caught. Now, again, it's the same position, just on the other side. Green would be wise to walk his right leg over and step over top of the leg. We'll look at this other camera here. And now he's rolling through, and he misses it. Doesn't quite have it. Let's switch over to the other camera. Green trying to pop his head out the back here. And now as Potter sits out, this is tight. And just like that, Potter not able to get the fall. Hudson Green fighting like a dog. Did a great job staying off his back. Really fighting hard, but man, down a lot of near fall points. A reversal, a takedown, 13-2. As Brian Potter gets his choice, he's going to pick bottom. Hudson Green for the Bluejays on top. As they get back to work and just try to force that headlock. Potter's had success with it. Not able to get it. Hudson Green trying for this tilt again. He tried for it earlier, and it cost him 6 points on the reversal and the back points. Trying for the half on the far side. Hudson Green's going to have to go hard here. He needs a lot of points or a pin, and so he's going heavy here. And that was a full Nelson, I believe I saw, on the far side. It's going to be 1 point awarded to Potter. So Hudson Green had a bar arm on the right side, a half on the left, and then he let go of the bar arm on the right and went for another half. When his hands touched the head, that was a full Nelson by definition. And score should be 13-2. 14-2 now because of the, we're thinking probably 14-2 because of the illegal hold that Green put on Potter. So Potter's going to get another point for that. Referee's going to walk through the score now.
David, that should be 14.
Referee Danny Choate does a good job remembering all that action as we were keeping track of it here in-house, and he had to keep track of it in his head after all that sequence, just points everywhere. And that's going to be another point. Unnecessary roughness. Those cross faces are too violent. Strikes are not allowed in wrestling. And when those things swing like that, that's exactly what they are. Green's got to settle down just a little bit. Get back to wrestling. We're under 50 seconds now here in the second period, but just too high. Trying to force that tilt. Gets himself too high. Reversal is going to give Brian Potter the tech fall, and he's going to win this match. 5 team points for Cushing to start this duel off.
And up next at 86 pounds for Cushing, Hunter Simpson. And for your Blue Jays, Levi Potter.
£86, junior high matchup between Levi Potter and Hunter Simpson. Hunter Simpson of Cushing, Levi Potter of Guthrie. Guthrie's going to be in the all blue, and Cushing is in the black and orange. The Cushing Tigers traveled east today to come up here and wrestle these Blue Jays. Girls duel is not too far past, and now we're wrestling second match of junior high. Nice little low-level single, just snagged that. He's trying to get this, trying to reach back for Levi Potter. Potter had to just bail on that to not give up near fall, but now he's in trouble as now he is giving up near fall. And now he's in all kinds of trouble. Simpson does a transition off of that tilt, and now he's got him sucked up in a half, almost like a snake position. Levi Potter's in all kinds of trouble here on his back, trying to fight off. 1 minute and 15 seconds is a long time. He's going to have to try to wiggle his arms through and get himself, man, nice job here by Hunter Simpson to pick up the fall, and that's going to be 6 more points for Cushing.
Up next at 92 pounds for Cushing, Wes Nickel. And for the Blue Jays, Caden Hall.
Caden Hall for the Blue Jays at 92 pounds. Taking on Wes Nickel of Cushing. Big, deep double leg takedown here for Nickel. Takedown from a double leg to his back, and now he's got Hall in all kinds of trouble. Feet to back, that's going to be good for 7, but man, this is tight. Caden Hall in all kinds of trouble, ends up giving up the fall, and that's going to be 6 more points for the Cushing Tigers, as now they are out to a big-time 17-0 lead over the Blue Jays.
Up next at 98 pounds for Cushing, Mason Tucker. And for the Blue Jays, Tanner Martin.
Tanner Martin of the Blue Jays, 96 pounds. 98 pounds, I'm sorry. It's going to be taken on Mason Tucker of Cushing. Little headgear malfunction. as they get back to action. There's a nice, he's got a deep single leg on the right side. Was thinking about a double, but transitioned back, locked his hands. Now he's cutting the corners, getting around behind. He'll shelf that leg, pick it up, put it on his hip, and then he'll swim behind and grab or gather the other legs. And then he will get 3 points for that. And look at this twist to the back. We've seen Cushing here get these takedowns. They go from feet to back. Means they've been taught. They are looking for near fall out of the takedowns. Seen this a couple of matches tonight, and just like that, Tanner Martin trying to fight off his back. Gets both shoulders down, and 6 more points for Cushing.
And up next at 106 pounds for Cushing, Walker West. And this will be a forfeit.
Walker West for Cushing is going to take the forfeit at 106 pounds.
And up next at 112 pounds, Keaton Diaz for Cushing. And he will be taking a forfeit as well.
And Keaton Diaz of Cushing takes a forfeit. That's going to be 6 more for Cushing at 112 pounds.
And now at 119 pounds, wrestling for Cushing, Cage Hoover. And for your Blue Jays, Ryan Gerard.
Ryan Gerard for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays giving up 2 weight classes. That's 12 points in the bucket for Cushing. It's Ryan Gerard trying to get some points on the board for the Blue Jays at 119 pounds. Will have his hands full against Cage Hoover. Nice little short carry by Hoover. Gerard trying to stay long, trying to stay out front. Able to field that off, did a good job. Now he's got a knee pick on the far side. And now he's getting Cage Hoover on a scramble here. And now looks like Hoover's going to come out on top, and Ryan Gerard in all kinds of trouble here on his back, giving up near fall. Not where he wants to be here with 1 minute 14 seconds left to go. Stuck on his back in a backwards cradle, not able to kick with his inside leg. And just like that, Ryan Gerard goes down. That's 6 more points for Cushing.
Up next is 126 pounds for Cushing, Dune Ford. And for your Blue Jays, Kenneth Evans.
Kenny Evans for the Blue Jays, 126 pounds. It's going to be taken on, looks like Dune Ford. Not sure if I've got this first name spelled correctly. If there's a mom at home, I do apologize. I'm just trying to read the handwriting of the coaches. Sometimes I get that wrong. Kenny Edwards in deep on a double leg now. As they scramble now. And Ford able to pick up 3 for the takedown. And Kenny gets back on his feet. Able to scramble back and get 1. And we're back to action here. A lot of action here. Inside high C, cuts to the double. And Ford, just like that, picks up 3 more points. And Kenny Evans now twisted up on bottom. That inside leg is caught. You can see Ford's got that leg hooked. He's going to let it go. And now he's got the inside bar arm and a chicken wing on that far side. It's a deep chicken wing. Kenny doing the right job. He's posturing, but now he's just walking into that tilt on the backside. Kind of a tough position. You got to fight. You got to fight what's coming at you from the right by pushing in that direction. But if you push too hard, you get tilted up. And it looks like the referee made a swipe as if he was swiping for near fall, but he's got to swipe twice in order to get 2 points. And Kenny did a good job keeping from near fall. But now Ford walking this around his head, trying to basically walk that left arm of Kenneth Evans towards his head. Now he's up in a snake position. Kenny trying to work himself out of bounds, gets away, but not before they go out of bounds. So Kenneth Evans is going to go bottom. 30 seconds to go in the first. Ford's going to let him go. That's going to be a point for Kenny Evans. And now they'll get back to work on their feet. There's been a lot of action here. Nice little misdirection. Hits another high C and picks up a takedown. Slick little misdirection high C on that far side, then cuts back to the double. And he gets 3 for the takedown, and now he's got a barbed wire hooked up. Not scored with it yet, but he's got that left arm of Kenneth Evans all kinds of trapped up. Look for Ford to try to run around the head. No, Kenny did a good job getting to his base. He defended that correctly, but not before giving up 3 points of near fall. And now we are looking at looks like the score's 15-2 with that near fall. And Kenny now, Ford tries to snap him down, and Kenny dives in on the legs. Did a good job defending that. And now Ford trying to wrestle out of here. Big throw by Ford. Just goes for broke on that. Kenny Limber able to limp arm out. Ends up underneath, tries for a short carry, misses. And now he's trying to peek out the far side. Able to base up here. Man, Ford went for broke on that. Tried hard. Kenny did a good job setting his hips down. Getting his arms limber. Getting him out. Stuck underneath here, but wrestling. And Kenneth doing a good job fighting here on the edge, trying to fight off this takedown. If Ford does score a takedown, that's going to be a tech fall. So this will be a tech fall if Evans can't get off his back, but this is tight, and that's a pinfall. That's going to be 6 more points for Cushing.
Up next at 132 pounds for Cushing, Briar Hempo. In for your Blue Jays, Zane Seifert.
Let's go, Zane.
132 pounds, Zane Seifert wrestling for the Blue Jays. He's going to be taking on Briar Campo. Briar in very deep here. Comes out the back door on that single leg, double leg finish. And that's going to put him out in the lead 3-0. As he now gets to work. Looks like an inside cradle here on Zane. Zane's fighting this hard. He's got to try to get long, and he's got to try to put his back towards the head. He's bowed in the wrong direction. When you get bowed up in a cradle like that, your belly button is bowing towards the head, and you don't want that. You want to bow your belly button out away from the head, put your back into it. Now, that is easier said than done because once your posture is broke, you are caught in a cradle. Zane did a good job fighting that and getting himself out of bounds because he was going in the wrong direction. So nice job, Seifert, getting out. Campo, though, aggressive here on top. Comes out with a takedown and gets right to a cradle. Now he's got a crossface, looking for another far cradle on the backside. Doesn't have it locked up. Seifert's got hand control. You can see that hand control on the inside. And he's pulling his head out, working himself on top. He's got a lock. Once he locks his hands, that's going to be 2 points. That's a 2-point reversal by definition. And Seifert staying in this match. Got his leg caught inside, and Campo's got a hold of that leg. Seifert needs to just hang on here, lock his hands, and get long. As Campo still wrestling, trying to step over. Seifert trying to hang on here. There is such a thing as a side headlock. Seifert doesn't seem to know that one, so he's just hanging on here. Now Campo's trying to do a Peterson roll, just trying to get out of here. Now Seifert's hooked that far toe. And now Campo's trying to get that Peterson and get himself out. With 10 seconds left to go. Seifert smart to just hang on here and ride this one out. Campo trying to score here, trying hard to get that, not going to be able to get that Peterson roll. And we're going to end this first period. 3-2, Brian Campo over Zane Seifert of Guthrie. Guthrie in the blue and Campo of Cushing in the black and orange. He's going to go bottom. Seifert on top to start this second period. We're back to action. Sit out, quick switch. And that's going to be a 2-point reversal for Campo. And he's back to work on top. He's got a bar arm here. He's trying to hook up a chicken wing here on the right side. He's got that seat belt. Looks like he's just going to try to force this tilt. He's got the bar arm caught. He's got the seat belt. It's just not tight enough yet. He lets go. Trying to work on this half. Seifert's trying to base up. Campo's got the half on the far side. Seifert's doing a good job trying to post that outside leg, trying to get it posted. Man, Campo just aggressive, just picks him up and throws him over. And now Zane Seifert in all kinds of trouble with 50 seconds to go. Going to run out of time, and Briar Campo of Cushing picks up 6 more points for the Tigers.
Up next at 140 pounds for Cushing, Colt Powell. And for your Blue Jays, Cade Carey.
Cade Carey for the Blue Jays, going to try to get some type of momentum in Guthrie's direction, as it's been all Cushing so far tonight. 140 pounds is what we're wrestling here. Cade Carey in deep on a single leg. He's going to come out the back door there. Textbook finish there. And Cade Carey taking on Colt Powell of Cushing. 3-point takedown, that's 1-point escape. Powell up and down on a heavy fake. Carey now tap and go. Misses on the right side, transitions to the left. He's got a double leg here. Now he's working back to the right side again, coming back to the left. And just back and forth wrestling. But now look at this. Colt Powell reaches over and catches that ankle on the backside. Does a great job catching the ankle. Now he's still going to have to wrestle through this, but it did slow Carey down. Carey's going to have to do a better job of hiding those ankles next time he cuts the corner. Powell doing a good job making this hard. Looks like he's going to have to let that go. Cade Carey fights his way through that, gets 3 more for the takedown, and now going straight to the cradle. And lets go of that and gets back to work on top. 35 seconds to go here in this first period. Cade Carey of Guthrie up 6-1 over Colt Powell of Cushing. He's got this ankle hooked. He's going to try to elevate it and push Colt Powell towards that far wrist. Powell now hooking that leg. Look for him to try a Peterson roll. We've seen Cushing try that Peterson roll a couple of times. They've yet to score with it. It looks like that's something they have worked on. Now Carey's got a leg in on the left side. He's fallen out of the saddle. His hips are not on top. That's going to work out just fine. He runs out of time, but he's up 6-0. Choice goes to Cushing. They defer. Choice goes back to Guthrie. Cade Carey goes bottom. As we start this second period. Junior high wrestles a 2-minute first period and then a 1.5-minute second and third period. High school is 2-minute periods for all 3 periods. Junior high, they cut 30 seconds off the last 2 periods, so they wrestle a minute less time in their matches. And now Carey was out, but Powell able to dive back in on the single leg. Technically, Colt Powell is still on top because Carey has yet to completely escape that. It looks like Carey's getting close now to a reversal, and that's going to be 2 points for Cade Carey. Going to put him up 8-1 with 55 seconds left to go in the second period. And he's going to try to get back to work on top here. And Colt Powell's going to have to find a way to make something happen. He's got to get off bottom here and try to get something going. Cade Carey just a hammer on top. Controlling that ankle. He's elevating, and when that ankle is like that and the knee is elevated, just hard to get off bottom. And now the cradle's hooked up. Cade Carey's got this tight, and Colt Powell can't get away. Cade Carey gets the goose egg off the board. That's 6 points for Guthrie, and a much-needed score for this duel.
Up next at 155 pounds, for Cushing, Ryder Johnson. And for your Blue Jays, Keaton Knight.
Keaton Knight wrestling for your Blue Jays at 155 pounds. He's going to be taking on Ryder Johnson of Cushing. Takedown there by Johnson. Gets right on the half. This is tight, folks. Bar arm half. And Keaton Knight not able to get unstuck from that. That's going to be 6 more points for the Tigers of Cushing.
Up now at 170 pounds. For Cushing, Davis Tussler. In for your Blue Jays, Ace Gibson.
170-pound matchup here in this junior high duel. Cushing's Davis Tussler against Ace Gibson of Guthrie. Tussler here got Gibson in all kinds of trouble. And that's going to be a fall and 6 more points for Cushing. As we move on to 195 pounds. Wrestling for Cushing.
195 pounds, Lucas Scheidler. And for your Blue Jays, Kyler Bradford.
No rest for the weary. These guys get out onto the mat before introductions. Anxious to get things going here at 195 pounds. As Lucas Scheidler of Cushing with an arm throw gets Kyler Bradford a freestyle arm throw there. And now Bradford in all kinds of trouble, stuck on his back here in this 195-pound matchup. And that's going to be a fall. That's going to be 6 more points for Cushing.
You're Lucas?
All right, now at 285 pounds for Cushing is Lucas Scheidler. And Guthrie is open. And that is going to conclude this junior high duel. We'll take about 10 minutes and let the high school come out and get warmed up. And then we will start with that.
And just like that, the junior high match is over as Cushing gets out of the matches wrestled. I believe there were 3 forfeits of the 14. That means 11 matches were wrestled. Cushing wins 10 of the 11 matches wrestled, all by bonus. The sole win for the Blue Jays coming down to Cade Carey. And we are going to finish up. Well, we have finished up that duel, folks. We're going to take a few minutes here to take a short break as we get ready for the high school matchups. I will do a quick preview here in about 5 minutes before this thing starts, and we will get to action.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you will direct your attention down here as we honor Guthrie's senior class for this wrestling program. First, we're going to honor Peyton Edberg, and she is walking with Sarah Edberg. And she is planning to attend Oklahoma State and major in physiology. And she wants to study to become a forensic pathologist. Put your hands together for Peyton Edberg. And next, let's honor Isla Mae Smith. And she is being escorted by her mom, Denise Smith, and her brother, Aiden Smith, and her boyfriend, Theron Davis. Isla Mae is planning on attending a culinary arts school and come back to Guthrie to coach wrestling. Put your hands together for Isla Mae Smith. And next we're going to honor Mia Rawlings. She is being escorted by her dad, Jonathan Rawlings, and she plans to join the police academy after graduation and become a police officer. And next we're going to honor Roxana Bertelson, and she is escorted by Kenny Bertelson, her uncle, and Aiden and Zarier and Jeremiah Bertelson, her brothers. And her future plans are to attend UCO and major in criminal justice. And next we want to honor Aubrey Highsmith. And she is being escorted by Misty and Kevin, her mom and dad. And Aubrey plans on going to OSU to major in education. And last, we are going to honor Luke Lyons, who is escorted by his mom and dad, Callie and Trace Lyons. And after graduation, Luke plans to wrestle in college, to join the ROTC leadership program, and join the Army after that. And one last time, let's put our hands together for your Guthrie senior class.
Jade, we want to do introductions here? Hey, can you give me some music?
Let's see if I'm down. You want down a little bit? Well, it's kind of up. Whatever you want. Right there? Yeah, is that good? Is that what you want?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for your main event, the Guthrie Bluejays are taking on the Cushing Tigers. Wrestling at 106 pounds for Cushing, Riker Veer. And for your Bluejays, Joel Landry. At 113 pounds, wrestling for Cushing, Landon Dietz. And for your Bluejays, Uriah Sis. At 120 pounds for Cushing, Wrighton Edwards. And for the Bluejays, Aiden Smith. At 126 pounds for Cushing, Kyler Ward. For the Bluejays, Kyler Wilder. At 132 pounds for Cushing, Revan Phipps. And Guthrie is open. At 138 pounds for Cushing, Cash Stapleton. For the Bluejays, Aiden Harden. At 144 pounds, Cushing, wrestling Devin Main or Vaughn West. And for the Bluejays, Luke Lyons or Thomas Gyrus. At 150 pounds for Cushing, Caden Evans. And for the Blue Jays, Aiden Macy. At 157 pounds for Cushing, Jaden Link or Brennan Reagan. And for the Blue Jays, Colton Stevens. At 165 pounds, wrestling for Cushing, Bryce Ward. For the Blue Jays, Trevor Graves. 175 pounds for Cushing, Bo Lane. For the Blue Jays, Levi Dennis. At 190 pounds, wrestling for Cushing, Logan Ford. For the Blue Jays, Rowan McComb. At 215 pounds for Cushing, Kellen Fry. Guthrie is open. And at 285 pounds, wrestling for Guthrie, Sir William Morgan. And Cushing is open. Your referee for tonight is Danny Schultz. Captains to the center of the mat, and let's get this duel started.
Well, folks, with the senior night festivities, not able to do much of an introduction here for these Blue Jays, but as they get to the center of the mat, we're going to get this duel started off as the Guthrie High School is hosting Cushing here inside the Guthrie Junior High Gymnasium.
And starting off tonight's duel at 106 pounds for Cushing, Riker Veer. For the Blue Jays, Joel Landry.
Joel Landry for the Blue Jays, currently ranked number 7 in Class 5A, taking on Riker Veer, ranked number 4 in Class 4A. A 4A versus 5A showdown here tonight inside the Guthrie Junior High Gymnasium. Three-point takedown here by Veer. Joel Landry now stuck underneath. And now he's got a leg in here. Veer's got a leg in deep. He's got the toe lace and his hip is down. Landry's doing a good job standing up, but watching out for this spladle on that deep side. Landry gets broke back down as he's got that deep toe laced in. His hip is low. So what's going to happen here is Veer's kind of going old school legs. He's going to have to drape over and hang on the side, but he's got a Turk hipped up now. And a quick 3 count by referee Danny Choate. And that's going to be a 2 count, looks like. That's going to be 2 near fall points for Veer. As Landry gets to his feet quickly, but gets tied right back up by Veer, who is busy on top. Looks like Landry tried to roll through this, and Veer catches him on his back, gets 3 near fall, but Landry able to get out and on top for the reversal. So he gives up 2, he gives up 3 to get 2, and now the score's 8-2. And Joel Landry ends up on top here with 15 seconds to go in this first period. And perhaps we missed another near fall. We'll let the referee sort that out when this period is over. Joel Landry of Guthrie finishes on top of Riker Veer, but Riker Veer out front early. With takedown and a bunch of near fall, looks like that it's going to be 8-2 is that score. And now second period's going to start. Riker Veer picks neutral, or perhaps Landry did. Wasn't paying attention there. That's my fault. And now Joel Landry's going to have to get busy here as he's down by 6 from a very busy first period. Now remember this new scoring system. You can rack up points quick. So although Landry seems like he's down by quite a bit, really just a couple of takedowns or a takedown and near fall, and he's right back in the match. And Riker Veer, if he does the same, he's going to be approaching A tech fall. Low-level single here by Landry. And the flexibility of Veer now cutting the corner, draping over. He's going to try to catch that. Now Landry catches the head. He's going to try to get a deep, try to come out the back door and grab the head. But look at this, Veer trying to put his legs in. What a scramble we have here. And Joel Landry picks up 3 on the takedown. Riker Veer made that very uncomfortable, nearly caught Landry in all kinds of trouble, but able to get on top. Joel Landry now 5 points on the board. And there's a crossover Granby roll by Riker Veer. Landry sits down on it and stops it. And Veer now back to his quad pod. Look for Landry to try to, there's another, just like, boy, what a crazy scramble we have here as Veer hits another crossover Granby. Not able to get out, but he's definitely loose here. Look for him to try to hit a short carry. He's got control of that right elbow. And Joel Landry's got an underhook on this side, but he doesn't really have the underhook. It's more of an overhook by Veer. And now he puts it back in. Veer's controlling that elbow well. Landry catches that inside leg and sits him down. Really just needs to get behind, but maybe going to try to catch up a cradle. He's still on top, so this isn't going to be a takedown. He never lost control, so he's just fighting here to stay on top. But look at this, Veer catches that arm, rolls through, and now Joel Landry in all kinds of trouble at the whistle. No change in score, but quite a scramble as Joel Landry finishes that period on top, but still down by 3. And choice does go to Riker Veer, who chooses bottom. And we get to action. Been a great first match of this high school duel. And another crossover Granby roll. This time, the momentum, he catches it. Riker Veer catches Landry on his back, gets 2 points for the reversal, and nearly gets a fall. Referee Danny Choate starts to count near fall, but only swipes once. So Landry doesn't give up any points, but nearly got stuck on its back there. Now Riker Veer up 10-5. Perhaps even 12-5. I'm not sure what the score is exactly. A lot of action here, a lot to keep track of. Landry now stuck on bottom. Got stuck here in the first period as well. After getting taken down, he gave up some near fall too, had trouble getting off bottom. Spent the whole second period on top. Now look at this, he's to his feet. He's working himself, but he works out of bounds and doesn't get the escape. And now he's gonna have to go back on bottom. A minute to go. Looks like Coach Jaden Davenport's gonna come out here and talk to referee Danny Choate. Thinking the score might be wrong. Should be 10-5. So they're getting that squared away. Minute and 4 seconds to go in this matchup. Joel Landry of Guthrie trails Riker Veer by 5 points. He's stuck on bottom here. And Guthrie in the all blue, as Cushing is in the black and orange. And Veer on top, up by 5. And staying busy, but Landry's fighting hands again. He's on his feet. Now he circles himself back towards the middle. Last time he got to his feet, he got pushed out of, well, he walks out of bounds. This time, got to his feet, but now broke all the way back down. And Riker Veer, just a tough one to scramble against. And Landry's got that leg trapped, but he's got his hands locked, but he doesn't really have anything yet. And he's down by 5 with 20 seconds to go. Veer just having to hang on top. In this match with 10 seconds left to go, Veer trying to get near fall, pick up a bonus win. Not going to get that either. And that's going to conclude this match at 106 pounds as the Cushing Tigers get out front 3-0 over Guthrie.
Up next at 113 pounds, wrestling for Cushing, Landon Dietz. And for your Blue Jays, Uriah Sis.
112 pounds here, Uriah Sisk wrestling for the Blue Jays, currently ranked number 8 in Class 5A. going to be taking on Landon Dietz. And Landon Dietz ranked number 4 in Class 4A. So again, another clash of 5A and 4A competition. And there's a takedown, 3 points for Dietz as he gets out front to an early lead here at this 112-pound matchup. Tight waist forearm, driving with his feet. He looks like he's trying to grab this seat belt on the far side. Some like to call it the ball and chain. Doesn't quite have it hooked up now, going for this head lever, trying to get Uriah Sisk broke down, pulls that arm out, gets the hammerlock on his back, transitions to a chicken wing and a half, rolls through, and this is tough stuff here. As he pulled him back into crab, rolled and kicked him up, and now look at this, he's getting near fall. He had a half on one side, a chicken wing on the other. Didn't matter which way Uriah tried to fight, he was going to be pushing into the other. That's a tough spot to be in because, like I say, if you fight the half, you're going to give up the chicken wing. If you fight the chicken wing, you're going to give up the half. And this long, lanky Landon Dietz, very good on top, uses that length to his advantage. And he's got Sisk in all kinds of trouble with 35 seconds to go in the first. Picks up 4 points on near fall. Sisk gets off his back. And they are, coaches on the Guthrie side, worried about the arm of Sisk. That right arm was just in a bad way. They don't want to get their wrestler hurt this late in the season. Going to need Uriah Sisk in the postseason. I know Uriah's going to want to be wrestling in the postseason. Does not want to get injured. So they want to make sure he stays safe. Now hammerlock here. Right arm hammerlock. Landon Dietz has got Sisk in trouble again. The hammerlock turns to a chicken wing. He's got the far bar arm on the back side. Not able to score again. But Landon Dietz of Cushing out quick and early. Up 7 points in this 112-pound matchup. Choice goes to Dietz. He chooses bottom. Uriah Sisk of Guthrie on top. And we start this second period of action. Kind of an odd start. Dietz false started. Both the guys stopped to reset knowing that it was a false start. And Danny Choate just let him wrestle through it. And so now they are back to action. Dietz with a little spin around. Not really a move, more of a scramble. He's got this inside leg caught. And Uriah Sisk just holding on, trying not to let him get away. And Dietz just slowly weaseling his way through, trying to step over and hook a leg. If he can hook one of those legs, he'll get that reversal. And there's the hook. I guess maybe he's got to get that arm out, but there's the 2-point reversal. And Landon Dietz now on top with 2 more points. That's going to put him up 9-0. And Uriah Sisk on bottom with about 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go is going to have to get to work if he wants to get back in this match. Currently a major decision. Will be another bonus point added to the win total for the team if Dietz can maintain this lead. He's got a chicken wing on the far side and a half. We saw what this did earlier, and there's an outside half stack with the chicken wing. This is trouble here as Uriah Sisk, just using that flexibility, was able to, boy, it looked like he was going to be pinned there, able to flexibly get himself off his back. And I don't even know if Dietz has got it looks like he's got a 4 count for the near fall. But Dietz having all kinds of trouble here trying to get Uriah Sisk's shoulders to lay down as Sisk continues to fight off his back. There's 25 seconds left to go. Gets his arm out, gets off his back, but not before Dietz picks up 4 points on the near fall. It's going to put him up 13-0 as this second period comes to a conclusion. Down under 10 seconds now. And coaches are going to have a decision to make on what to do with Uriah. He's going to need something big. He's more than likely going to need to get a fall. He's going to have to scramble or get Dietz to his back in order to win this match and pick up the fall. Not sure he can score 13 points in 1 period. Uriah Sisk now going to have to take off and try to make something happen big. Feet to back most likely if he can. Or just get out there and continue wrestling and try to get something positive out of this match. Maybe go out and get a takedown. And nice shot here by Dietz. Defended well by Sisk. He set that hip down, but Dietz just basically rebooted. He held on, and then off the momentum of the bounce, pops him up 3 points for the takedown. That's going to put him up 16-0. and that's going to be a technical fall and 5 more points on the board for the Cushing Tigers as they are now out to a 7-point lead.
And up next at 120 pounds for Cushing, Ryan Edwards. And for the Blue Jays, Aiden Smith.
Wrestling 119 pounds, 120 pounds. 119 is an old weight, and I'm an old guy, so I keep calling it wrong. 120 pounds here in this high school match. And Aiden Smith of Guthrie with a quick takedown gets right to work for the Blue Jays, and this is much needed to change that momentum shift because as of now it's been all Cushing. Their junior high performed well. It's been high school so far, but Wright and Edwards of Cushing on bottom, getting in all kinds of trouble as Aiden Smith runs this chicken wing. And Edwards is in trouble now. There are a minute and 10 seconds left to go. Aiden Smith now with the reverse half. He's got to try to lift this head. You can see he's got the left arm underneath, and he's got it over top of the shoulder in the front, like in the armpit. He's got to now pry, like straighten his arm and pry that head up. And if he can get Edwards' head up and pry that arm down, it's going to put the shoulder, the far shoulder, the right shoulder of Edwards is what's up right now. And so it's almost like Aiden needs to straighten his arm up, and when he does, the head will lift and that back shoulder will fall. And boy, Edwards fighting hard here. Aiden Smith trying to get this fall. He knows the team needs it. The coaches are trying to coach this up. Boy, Edwards fighting hard here. Down to 30 seconds. It's been a hard fight. And man, look at that. Hats off to Wright and Edwards. He was dead to rights, able to get off his back, but not before Aiden Smith picks up 4 points for the near fall. He's up 7-0 with 15 seconds left to go in this first period match. And it's been all Aiden Smith so far. As Edwards, though, doing a good job getting back to his base. Most men would have given up the fall in that circumstance. Wright and Edwards fights off and gets back to his base. Good first period matchup for the Blue Jays, though. Momentum starting to shift here. Aiden Smith of Guthrie. It's his choice. He picks bottom. He's up 7-0. And we get back to action here in the second period of this 120-pound matchup. Aiden Smith pops right to his feet, looking for hand control here, trying to stay smart, trying to stay strong. Edwards drops to the single as Aiden Smith able to break that hold and circles around behind and picks up 2 more points. And now he's got that seatbelt bar arm caught on the other side. It's really high around his chest, though. You normally don't see a lot of control or a lot of tilts until it's down around their waist. He had it up around the chest. Let's go with that to try for the half, but Edwards fighting hard to keep his arm down and keep his head up. And you can see Aiden Smith just grinding in here with his toes. His toes are on the mat. Aiden Smith grinding here, trying to pull that arm out, not able to. Edwards being tough down here. But Aiden Smith, you can see him digging his toes in. He's pushing hard. There's a lot of pressure on the hips and on the arms here of Edwards, and it just makes him stuck. He just can't go anywhere with all that pressure that Aiden Smith's putting on him. He's got good intentions. He'd love to get out of there, but just not able to move. Aiden Smith riding hard here. Now working cross faces, got the inside bar arm now. Looks like Edwards is going to be happy to just get out of this period without giving up any near fall, but now cross face far arm. Aiden Smith 2-on-1, going to run the barbed wire. Again, he's got to get his left foot up against the back of his head and push. If he'll do that, his arms will untwist. But he goes too far, puts too much pressure on his own arms, and that allows Wright and Edwards to get away. Again, that barbed wire, if you go too far, you basically work your elbows against their own joint, and you lose your grip because you basically put yourself in a submission hold. So once you get around, you got to put your knee in the back of the head and push, and that drops their shoulders down. Smith went around with good intentions, just didn't quite pull off that application. Third period, Smith goes top, Actually, Edwards went down. And, boy, Aiden gets right back on that chicken wing and barm. It looks like he's got the seatbelt underneath on the far side. Can't quite tell. See if this other camera's got a better shot of it. Not really. He does have a chicken wing over there. Aiden just grinding hard on top here. He's up by 9. That's going to be a major decision. That means he's going to get 3 points for the win plus a 1 bonus. That's going to be a 4-point lead for the Blue Jays. And in a duel like this, bonus points are going to help out a lot. So coaches told him to let go of Ryan Edwards so he can try to pick up some more points for the takedown. And just like that, he picks up 3 more. And that's going to put him up 12-1. And now Smith. Nice job. Edwards catches the ankle. Aiden Smith sleeping there. Takes a heavy step right, and Edwards catches that far leg, that low-level single. And he's going to slow this match down, Aiden Smith taking him too much time to get this takedown. Right, and Edwards just hanging on to that foot. As Aiden Smith did get behind the leg, he just can't get his own leg out. And boy, what was seeming to be a tech fall looking match, Right, and Edwards snags that leg and keeps that from happening. There's a stalemate. Neither athlete could advance. And so that's going to put them 19 seconds to go. Aiden Smith sprawls here. Right, and Edwards heard a little misdirection. Still out there fighting, still out there trying to score points in this match. We're under 5 seconds now. Aiden Smith's going to pick up the win and a bonus point for 4. So Guthrie's going to earn 4 on this match and work back towards, get themselves on the board.
Up next at 126 pounds, wrestling from Cushing, Kyler Ward. And for your Blue Jays, Kyler Wilder.
Kyler Wilder, the sophomore out of Guthrie. Wrestling at 126 pounds. Going to be taking on Kyler Ward. The battle of the Kylers here inside this Guthrie gymnasium. Ward tries for the pass by, and Wilder goes with it, gets right into the single leg. And now this scramble ensues, and Wilder gets the takedown as he kind of gets a block sprawl go behind, and now Ward all the way back out to the front. Wilder trying to hold on to this leg. Technically is still in control on top, but now Ward's got a cradle on the backside, got the reversal. He's got a cradle locked up, and Wilder's got to try to be like Superman and get his hands posted out and get low and get long. And Ward trying hard here to just grind this over. Wilder doing a good job. You saw him get that inside foot. He hooked inside the foot of Ward, and that made it to where Ward could not get around and get the leverage he needed. And then that gave him something to pry against so that he could get long and break that grip. Savvy little move there by Wilder and got him out of the cradle, but now Ward back to work on top. 3 points for the takedown, 2 points for the reversal. So Kyler Wilder's on bottom, but still up by 1, and he gets to his feet. But now Ward turns that into a tilt. He caught the seatbelt, and Wilder not in near fall criteria yet, but does have his arm caught up. As Ward wrestling tough on top. We're down under 5 seconds to go. And Wilder's fighting here to keep that shoulder up, and he does, and gets out of this period still ahead, 3-2. Kyler Wilder of Guthrie up 3-2 over Kyler Ward of Cushing. Wilder in the blue and Ward in the black and orange.
We're on the 4th match. Even.
Referee trying to figure out whether we're on an odd or even match. We got that figured out. Choice goes to Cushing, and they choose bottom. Kyler Wilder on top. Currently ahead 3-2. Gonna pick up a caution here. Got on too soon. And so he gives up a caution. You get 2 cautions before you give up a point. Sometimes you start too soon or don't get in the right position to start. So it does happen. Like I say, you get a couple of them for free before it costs you anything. Ward doing a good job getting to his feet. Wilder doing a good job returning and riding hard. Wilder's got to try to stay back and behind. You can see he's chopping the arm in the front, but he's actually keeping his elbow behind, and that's keeping him back. Doesn't want to get too high here. Ward seems pretty crafty down here on bottom. We saw him in the first get a reversal into a cradle. So Wilder now staying back behind those arms. He's got that inside little dump on the far, but now you see Ward. Ward steps over with his left leg, and now he's able to reach under. He's got Wilder's leg, and again, getting crafty from the bottom position. Wilder very high, able to get his leg back and settles back in. Wilder did a good job here on top, regaining that position. Even though he stayed on top, Ward kind of got a bit of an advantage, or at least put Wilder in danger. And now Ward getting back to his feet, gets loose, hits a standing switch. Doesn't quite finish the switch as Wilder able to keep a hold of the leg. And we were here earlier in that first period. Wilder hanging on for dear life, needs to try to get his shoulder underneath that arm, or underneath that leg. Wasn't able to do it. Ward given a 2-point reversal kind of early as Wilder still maintains this position. You can see how the leg is on the bicep. That puts too much pressure on his arm. If he could dump his shoulder underneath that, he'd have the leg. But now Ward looks like he's working on a cradle on the backside, but his leg is straight. It just caught underneath there in a weird position. I guess he's got it back in. It's kind of like a side headlock here. Wilder reaching for the head. Almost trying to swim out. Now half on outside half stack on the far side. We're going to run out of time before Wilder gets in any trouble. In that period, Kyler Ward was able to get the reversal for 2, and that's going to put him up 4 points to 3. Remember, Wilder got that takedown early in the first. And this match is going to be a fun one. Is now Kyler Ward of Cushing on top, up 4-3. Kyler Wilder on bottom. Was up, was almost out. Sits out and tries to hit that switch, and now goes to his belly. Now he battles here on bottom to maintain position. Wilder can get away and tie this, and then they can settle it on their feet. Or Wilder can get a reversal and try to win, but he steps over, and that's going to lock in Ward into this side headlock. Look for him to roll and look for near fall, and this is near fall criteria, side headlock. Wilder walked into it, and Ward happy to take that side headlock. He picks up 4 points for the near fall, and now Kyler Wilder is in trouble, needs something big, as he's going to have to get away, get on top, get a takedown, something big, and get some near fall. He's going to have some near fall in order to win this match, whether that's an escape with a takedown or a reversal with some near fall. Either way, Kyler Wilder down by 5 is going to have that 4-point near fall in order to win this match. We're down to about 1 minute and 5 seconds to go in the third. Kyler Ward of Cushing on top. He's up 8-3 over Kyler Wilder of Guthrie. Really, that side headlock made the difference in this match. Really one move away. And now Wilder on bottom does not need to give up near fall here. And he's going for something big, going for something broke, doing what Kyler Wilder does. This kid will never be out of a match as long as there is time on the clock. He's got a very unique style, but in that scramble got himself in a little bit too much trouble. And Ward just prying that elbow over. Now Wilder in trouble with near fall. He got 4 points there. And Ward now he is close to a fall on this outside. This is a tight half stack. Wilder just flexible in his shoulders. And that 4-point near fall is going to put Ward up 12-3. He gets the major decision victory. And that is going to give Cushing 4 more team points.
Wrestling next at 132 pounds for Cushing, Kevin Phipps. And this will be a forfeit as Guthrie is open. Moving on to 138 pounds, wrestling for Cushing, Cash Stapleton. And for your Bluejays, Aiden Harden.
Hey, Wyatt. These next couple of weights, there's like 2 kids at them.
Yeah, I got it.
Will you make sure you get their names so we know who it is? Thank you.
Aiden Harden for the Bluejays at 138 pounds. Wrestling Cash Stapleton. Cash, nice little arm drag there for Cushing, picks up 3 points. Riding heavy here. Looks like these Cushing Tigers like this little, we've seen a couple of these guys. They ride tight here on the hips, they run these halves, and then they pull back into a crab position and either catch a half or a tilt off the backside, and they do a good job. Kind of in that little seated position. They ride tight, and they look for these tilts. Digs that arm out. And Harden does the right thing here, gets to his knees. It's hard to control. It's hard to control those bar arms and those chicken wings when a guy is on his knees. It's just hard to do. You lose your pressure. You got to have him on his belly. And so when that hammerlock got on his back, Harden based right up. You notice how it got right out. But now back to the chicken wing. Stapleton trying to tilt this up. Stapleton tough on top. Running a chicken wing. He's just back and forth, moving from one thing to another. And Harden able to avoid near fall so far, but just stuck here on bottom by the pressure of Cash Stapleton. Just heavy on the hips and just grinding out these arms, not giving, you know, Aiden's going to need both of his arms in order to get to his base, and Stapleton's just not giving him that. No hips and no arms, and Harden just stuck here on bottom. Stapleton now's got a leg in on the left side. He's kind of riding deep leg. No points scored here. Aiden Harden survives any near fall, just down by 3. Choice goes to Guthrie, and they're going to defer to Cushing. And Cash Stapleton is going to pick neutral. And we'll get back to action here in this second period at 138 pounds. Stapleton heavy. He must have a strong grip. He's grabbing a hold of his elbow. He was pulling those inside ties earlier. We saw him score from here a minute ago, or actually in the first. Just heavy hands, strong there, grabbing a hold of those arms and taking Harden. Harden gets frustrated, dives in on a shot, and Stapleton showing off that speed with just a block sprawl go behind. Changed directions a couple times before he went behind. And now big lift in return. Aiden Harden now stuck on bottom again with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in this second period. Aiden Harden, just like that, gets the reversal, gets him on his back. This is trouble for Stapleton. Been in control the whole match. And just like that, Aiden Harden gets the reversal. And the near fall. And is now to work on top. And Stapleton hits a Peterson out of this. He takes the chicken wing and just hits that chicken wing switch and ends up back on top. And Aiden Harden made that a lot of fun. Gets himself back in the match. Reversal for 2, near fall for Aiden Harden, and nearly had Cash Stapleton pinned. And Stapleton fights like a dog, ends up back on top. And holy cow, that match changed hands real quick. And Aiden Harden picks up a three-point takedown on the edge to get in the lead, now up 10-8. Trying to stay in, and Stapleton savvy on these little reversals. And Harden's got to be careful not to force anything. He's up, he's winning. There's 3 points, there's 3 seconds left in the match. He's got to settle down and quit trying to force near fall. He's in the lead, he needs to control. And Cash Stapleton, so crafty from underneath. Not only can he get a reversal, he can reverse you to your back. We've seen this. Crafty with his hips, he's strong and stout. Kind of a clash of styles, really. Short and stocky is Cash Stapleton. Aiden Harden, long and lean. Up by 2. Aiden Harden picks bottom. Cash Stapleton is going to let him go, and that's going to earn Aiden Harden an additional point. Harden up by 3 now. Harden up by 3, doesn't have to force anything. Stapleton seems like he likes these drags, and he likes to block, sprawl, go behind. So Harden doesn't have to force a shot. He's winning. Stapleton's going to have to come after him. But we did see Aiden Harden score with that nice little, like a little pick to a double. But now Stapleton takes a nice shot here. He's got an outside single on the left side. He's got it shelved. He's got it elevated. Harden's fighting hard here with a whizzer. Looks like he's got just an over. He doesn't have the shin whizzer. He's just got a hook whizzer, which is good. And he would be good to just keep pressure on this and get the stalemate. And he does. Minute and 16 seconds left to go. Aiden Harden up 11-8. Cash Stapleton shows a little wear here, getting a little wore down. And Aiden Harden up by 3. Got to be smart here. He's got to protect his legs and stay busy, but again, doesn't have to force a shot. Forces the shot. Stapleton doesn't have as much speed to get behind as he did early on. Stapleton ranked number 5 in Class 4A against number 9 ranked Aiden Harden. This would be a huge upset. And right now, Stapleton's got 45 seconds to score. Aiden Harden's in on an outside single, but Stapleton's got the hook on the far side. He's shutting it down now. Aiden Harden uses that length. He locks his hands. A battle here for position. Aiden Harden's going to pick up 3 points here. That's going to put him up by 6. Aiden Harden with 30 seconds left to go over Cash Stapleton, pulling the upset if he can finish. 25 seconds left to go. He's up by 6. And Stapleton stuck on bottom. Aiden Harden's trying to hang on top. 15 seconds now to go. Harden's got to stay behind these arms. Stapleton, now he's got a leg in. Harden's got him belly down. There's 5 seconds left to go. And just like that, Aiden Harden pulls off in the second period a big-time reversal. 2 takedowns in the third to win this match 14-8. And that's going to be 3 points for the Blue Jays and a big-time upset at 138 pounds.
Wrestling now for Cushing, 144 pounds, Vaughn West. And for your Blue Jays, Luke Lyons.
Good match up here at 144 pounds. Luke Lyons of Guthrie is going to be taking on Vaughn West of Cushing. This duel has been a lot of fun so far. That last match had this crowd fired up with a big upset and a much-needed win for the Blue Jays if they want to stay in this matchup.
Number 5, I think. He was either number 2 or number 5. I think he was number 5. Stapleton was number 5.
Luke Lyons for the Blue Jays, recognized at senior night. His senior campaign, the best season of his career so far. Been ranked as high as number 2 in the state. Currently wrestling Vaughn West, who is ranked number 4 in Class 4A. Both of these athletes very high-quality wrestlers in the state of Oklahoma. We should be in for a good one with 44 seconds left to go in the first period. Still no score. Luke Lyons doing a good job. Heavy on that head, staying busy. Shot here to the side. High C. Luke Lyons trying to stay long and straight. West digging deep, trying to come up. And Luke Lyons did a good job blocking that. West kind of got to his leg, but not really. Luke Lyons able to stay heavy and square, get out of that. We're down about 10 seconds to go. Luke Lyons on the edge, tries to shoot him out. Gets his arm caught up, and Vaughn West able to just basically knock him to a hip and spin around behind right on the edge with 5 seconds left to go. Kind of an awkward position with his arm. Looked like they were kind of hand to hand. He got his arm caught. And West just able to spin around. Not really a move, but definitely a takedown. And that's 3 points at the end of that first period. Choice goes to Cushing. They defer. Goes back to Guthrie. Luke Lyons goes bottom, down by 3. Vaughn West in the black and orange on top. Luke Lyons for Guthrie in the blue on bottom. Lyons gets straight to his feet, gets the escape, and now has to get to work on his feet. He's down by 2 in this second period. Heavy on that head, controlling these inside ties. Got to be careful reaching. Passes the arm, goes for the arm drag. West real straight leg and heavy on that lead left leg. Steps real heavy with that lead leg on the left side. Lyons tries to shoot, but it gets his arms caught up. That's what happened on the edge when he gave up the 3. He was trying to shoot, but couldn't get his hands cleared. Vaughn doing a good job just fighting hands. And West shoots high C, and coming out of that, Luke Lyons kind of has an angle here. Not able to score. And we get back to the center of the mat. Minute and 10 seconds left to go in the second. Vaughn West of Cushing up 3-1 over Luke Lyons of Guthrie with a minute to go in the second. Been a lot of good action here for no more points that have been scored. Both wrestlers going back and forth trying to score points. Defensively, both guys are wrestling pretty sound. Arm drag far side. Luke Lyons has got a single leg on the outside. Vaughn's trying to get out of bounds. Got to be careful on the edge like that. Fleeing the mat is a call. It's an automatic 1 point, and Vaughn definitely was happy to be out of bounds, but cannot wrestle on the hardwood. They're not going to let him wrestle out there for someone gets hurt. Lyons now forces that shot, able to come up without any danger. Boy, Lyons busy on that head, doing a good job. Just battling inside on those inside ties, heavy on this head. He's got head position now. Vaughn now with a headbang, comes in on that same leg. He's trying to attack the same leg. Lyons running out of time here. He's got him tipped over, trying to force this to get behind, down with 2 seconds to go. Vaughn's hanging on tight, and West able to stay underneath. A lot of hustle here, a lot of work. And Vaughn West gets out of that period still up by 2. Cushing's going to put Vaughn West on bottom. Luke Lyons on top. We're back to action here. Lyons is going to have to try to score on top if he can, if he feels like he can do something. If not, he's going to have to let Vaughn go and try to get a takedown. That's what he's going to have to do here. Like I say, if it didn't open up on top for near fall, he's got to try to get a takedown. He's had success here. Hasn't finished a shot yet, but has been as close to scoring as West has been. Lyons in on a single leg now. This could be what he needs as they go out of bounds. Luke Lyons still coming. He's got to try to score here. A takedown will tie it, and he's going to need a takedown to do it. Vaughn West trying to keep Luke Lyons off of him, but Luke Lyons just coming hard. Just relentless. Luke Lyons is just relentless. Heavy on this head. Snapping, shooting, banging. Takes a long shot, a far shot, a little bit too far away, But look at this, Luke Lyons just wills that leg up. He catches the inside foot now, trying to catch. He's trying to cut the corner. Vaughn does a good job catching ankles. Luke Lyons here, close to near fall. You see he catches that cross face, trying to get a takedown to the back, but Vaughn able to roll through, scrambles here. He catches the other ankle of Luke Lyons, and now Lyons is in a little bit of trouble here. There's 35 seconds left to go. Luke Lyons has got to try to get his legs straight, and now Vaughn able to put Lyons on his hips, and Lyons out scrambled here at the end of this third period. Was so close to having a takedown, so close to having near fall, so close to winning this match. But hats off to Vaughn West. He catches the ankles of Luke Lyons and allows himself to scramble and stay alive, and comes out on top with the three-point takedown. And now Luke Lyons down 7-1 with 13 seconds left to go, and nearly wins the match, but falls short in this one, as he's going to come up short 1-7. That's going to be 3 more points for Cushing in what was a crazy fun match at 144 pounds.
Up next is 150 pounds for Cushing, Camden Evans. And for your Blue Jays, Thomas Gyrus.
150 pounds. Wrestling for the Blue Jays, Thomas Gyrus is going to be taking on Camden Evans of Cushing. Dual score currently, Cushing 22, Guthrie 7. A lot of good action so far in this 4A versus 5A duel. And on the edge here, they go out of bounds. Camden Evans, definitely the bigger wrestler here. Thomas Gyrus bumping up, trying to fill some holes. And just like that, he gets the, well, not quite. Gyrus still hanging on here. He shelves it, he lifts it. Gyrus trying to get out of bounds, climbing for the head. He tries for the standing cradle, and Gyrus showing off his balance and hustle, making it so hard for Camden Evans to score. Now Gyrus gets his leg out, he squares up. Cuts around, he's got the cradle on the far side, and Gyrus has got this cradle locked up. He's looking for near fall. That's 3 points takedown on the edge. Looking for near fall, his leg is, his foot barely stays in bounds. And Thomas Gyrus picks up the takedown while out of bounds, circles back in, keeps a toe in, locks up the cradle, and picks up 3 points for the takedown. With 20 seconds left to go, Gyrus of Guthrie is on top, getting a little high now, but he's got Camden Evans broke down now on his belly. Look, he's got the elbow high, he's got this half, this is good, he's got that elbow high, but he gets off of it. He's getting too high with that lead arm. That lead arm is so high, he's getting his body too high and that arm's too high. Evans is grabbing that wrist. He needs to get that back or Evans will be more than happy to take it. And we get out of that crazy first period. And Thomas Gyrus of Guthrie is up 3-0. Choice goes to Cushing. They go bottom. Gyrus of Guthrie goes back on top. Gets the takedown in the first and had a little bit of luck on top in the second. In the first as well. We'll see if he can get him broke back down here. Evans doing a much better job on bottom, staying on his knees and wrestling, but it looks like that's probably going to be a full Nelson. As Gyrus had a half on one side, he had the bar arm on the other. He took the half to the bar arm, and when the head touched the hand, by definition, a full Nelson. We see it all the time, happens a lot, and that's an automatic point for Evans. With 1:30 seconds left to go, Jairus now has a chicken wing hooked up, and he's got the bar arm. He's got a chicken wing and a bar arm. Evans is doing a good job posting up that right leg on the far side. Jairus has got to try to reload and get him bellied out so he can get over the hip. And Evans now up and nearly out and finally gets away. Jairus almost caught that leg on the way out. 1 point escape for Evans. It's 3-2 now. Jairus in the blue for Guthrie, still up by 1. He got the takedown in the first, and Camden Evans got the escape, and he's also got the full Nelson locked hands call. That's where he got both his points for, but now he's going to get a takedown here with just a go behind. Jairus takes a long shot. Too far away for that one, ill-advised. And Camden Evans happy to just block sprawl go behind. Now he's got this locked up through the crotch. He's got the chicken wing tilt. And now he is picking up near fall. And that's going to be 4 points when the referee awards it. And just like that, Camden Evans has been down the first couple of periods. And now in the second half of the match has turned things around, is up 9-3 on top of Jairus. And now coaches are going to have a big decision to make on what to do with him in the third period. Choice is going to go to Guthrie. Looks like we're going to get a little injury time here. Jairus favoring that shoulder heavily. Let's hope it's nothing terribly serious. He's trying to work that out. See Dr. Dawn down there in the camouflage. Was honored for one of the world teams that she participated in as one of their lead trainers. She was honored at the OSU duel on Sunday last week against Iowa State, and is now here doing more of the same, but for the Guthrie Bluejays. Coach Jaden Davenport down there as well, tending to their athlete. $138-pound matchup. Got a quick break here. Want to thank our booster club here in Guthrie for all the hard work they have put in to keep these athletes on the mat, geared up and fed. Special shout out to all of the contributors to the booster club, all the sponsors that have helped out with that. We cannot support this program without our wonderful boosters, and we appreciate all the contributions they've made, all the help they've done, all the fundraisers they've aided with. It's definitely a team effort, a community effort, and we are very grateful for those booster club sponsors. Back to action here. Jairus had choice. He went top. Coaches were hoping possibly he could get a turn. He had some success on top. Camden Evans able to get out, and now look at that. Jairus able to get a takedown. Second takedown of the night. And that's going to put him up. Well, it's not going to put him up, but that's going to catch him up. It's 6-10 now. He's down by 4. Jairus has got to try to get a score on top, or he's going to have to get 2 takedowns. Diving in on another shot. Both times he's dived in on a shot like that, he has not scored. He's actually been scored on. Just not setting up those shots, just diving in head first. And now he's in the deep end from that dive, and he's caught in a cradle, and this is it. That's 6 points for Cushing.
What's your name? What? Okay. Jaden Lee.
And up next, 157 pounds for Cushing, Jaden Link. And for your Blue Jays, Colton Stevens.
Colton Stevens for the Blue Jays at 157 pounds. In on a high C. He's going to transition to a double. Trying to lift, but He's caught here in this little, now he's able to transition off, pick up the double leg, 3 points. Jaden Link, the wrestler from Cushing. Straight to his feet. Stevens able to break him right back down. Stevens now getting to work on top. He's got the arm barred on the far side, hanging over top. Stevens very good using his length as leverage. He's gotten really good at it this season. He does a lot of scoring on top. Very hard to shake from top too. He uses that length very well. Able to drape over, able to get a hold of things, ankles. And when he grabs those arms, he has a lot of leverage, and he's doing a good job with it here. As they wrestle on the edge here, Jaden Link, though, to his credit, doing a great job just basing up, kind of weathering the storm, getting to his feet, does a good job there. And gets out of bounds with 59 seconds left to go in this first period. 157 pounds. Colton Stevens, currently ranked number 6 in the state in Class 5A, has made a steady climb up in the rankings as this year goes on. Right before Christmas, got ranked number 10. Finally made the top 10 for the first time in his career. And then the next week comes along, he goes to 9, then he goes to 8. Now he is at number 6. Making a climb at the right time of the year and is just maturing a lot as a wrestler. You see it here just on top, very steady, very comfortable, kind of taking what he can get, working from a barn to a chicken wing. And Jaden Link is doing everything right on bottom. He really is. But Colton Stevens just wearing him like a blanket. And boy, this is trouble here for Link as Colton Stevens, just impressive as always, picks up the fall, and that's 6 points for the Blue Jays.
Wrestling now 165 pounds. For Cushing, Bryce Ward. And for your Blue Jays, Trevor Graves.
Typically, Blue Jays are going to wrestle Clayton Carey at 165 pounds, but coming off of the Big Four championship this past weekend, you're going to let Clayton sit out and rest. He had a heck of a tournament, probably the best tournament of his career, and so they are going to put Trevor Graves, the sophomore, out of Guthrie on the mat, give him an opportunity to get some valuable varsity mat time today, but he is going to be up against Bryce Ward, who is currently ranked number 4 in Class 4A. Bryce Ward will be a test for this young Trevor Graves. Looks like we've got maybe just a bloody nose here. Coach Davenport's going to get that fixed up, and we'll get back to action here. Trevor Graves in the blue for the Blue Jays of Guthrie, and Bryce Ward in the black and orange, wrestling for the Tigers of Cushing. Got a little blood on the mat here. They'll get that cleaned up as well. Give a shout out to a referee, Danny Choate. Appreciate all the work he's putting in tonight. He did a girls' duel to start this night off, and then he helped out and ref the junior high duel, and now this high school matchup. Getting in his step count tonight for sure. It's been a busy one, but we appreciate all of our referees and all that they do to keep this sport going. And as we get back to action here at 165 pounds, Bryce Ward of Cushing taking on Trevor Graves of Guthrie. Bryce Ward, ranked number 4 in Class 4A. Trevor Graves trying to make a name for himself here in this varsity match. It's a nice double leg by Bryce Ward, and he's going to pick up 3 points for the takedown. We've got blood again from Bryce. Now, the way the blood time works is there is 5 minutes of blood time awarded. And I know if you've watched many of these broadcasts, we talk about it often because it happens often. This is a combat sport, and blood is normal. But you are awarded 5 minutes of blood time. And while you are bleeding, that is considered blood time. So if you continue to bleed, you don't get to wrestle. And so they will stop the match, and they will try to get the blood to stop. So if you got a scratch, they'll put a Band-Aid on. If your nose is bleeding, they'll try to plug it, things like that. Once the bleeding has stopped, the referee will stop that blood time, and then any additional time spent cleaning up the mess does not count against the wrestler's blood time. But if if it continues to happen over and over and over, and that wrestler continues to bleed, if he exceeds the 5-minute mark, then he will be disqualified by an injury, basically just an injury default, because 5 minutes of bleeding is probably plenty. And so it will speed the duel up and make sure the athlete doesn't lose too much blood. So they will get things cleaned up. So sometimes blood time can take longer than 5 minutes, but rarely does it take that long. But we have seen some crazy things happen with blood time. Notably in the state finals, Bryson Hall a couple of years ago was winning the match in the state finals and got 4 minutes and over 4 minutes and 30 seconds of blood time, to the point where Coach Jaden Davenport literally took tape and just plugged both nostrils and just started wrapping tape all the way around his head. He looked like a mummy, and was able to finish that match basically without his nose, and became a state champion. But not very often does that happen, but sometimes it will. Normally it's the nose that will bleed to the point where where the blood time is used up. But hopefully that's not the case with Trevor. They'll get him back out there. He was taken down. Get everybody situated right. Trevor Graves on bottom of Bryce Ward. Bryce Ward of Cushing on top. Graves right to his feet. Great stand up there. Bar arm through, tries a roll out, gets back to his feet. Good hustle here by Graves. Good action there. It's what you like to see out of your young athlete. Getting off bottom is a big deal. Trevor Graves did a good job there. Bryce Ward just covered and followed him well. Trying to lift, transitions to the double. And Graves doing a good job on bottom there, but now stuck underneath Ward, who is showing what the number 4 kid in the state is capable of on top. Able to just weather the storm and ride it out. And now he's on top of Trevor Graves. 50 seconds left to go in the first period. Score still 3-0. There's a tilt. Only a 1 count, so that's not going to score any points. And they go out of bounds here with 40 seconds left to go. Cushing Tigers currently in the lead of this duel, 27-13. And Trevor goes for the Gazzoni. Very ill-advised, not a high percentage move, not something you want to do against a guy of this caliber. And he put himself on his back, and Bryce Ward more than happy to take that gift and pick up the fall for Cushing Tigers. That's going to be 6 more.
Up next at 175 pounds, wrestling for Cushing, Bo Lane. And for your Blue Jays, Levi Dennis.
Levi Dennis of Guthrie, 175 pounds, the freshman, going up against number 6 ranked Bo Lane at 175 pounds. Bo Lane with another takedown here early. Bo Lane now on top, trying to pull back these hammerlocks. Levi Dennis fighting here on bottom to stay in good position. trying to weather this storm on top. Now Lane's sitting on the hip with a bar arm. Levi Dennis kind of stuck on bottom. Looks like both wrestlers waiting for the other guy to do something. Not sure how the referee's going to handle that if it continues, but now they're getting to work. It's always tough to consider which athlete is supposed to be working. If neither one is, you would think the guy on top that has the advantage would be the one that's expected to take the risk. But depending on what the referee sees, they could call the bottom guy for stalling or the top guy. But so far, there's been enough action to keep things busy. Levi Dennis doing a good job of staying in good position and not letting Bo Lane hook things up. But Lane's got a chicken wing on the far side, I believe. If he doesn't have it hooked all the way up, he's got something hooked up because he's trying to get out to the side. He's got a shallow chicken wing. He's trying to get it in deeper. Now he's getting it in deeper. He's got to get an elbow. If you get that elbow in deep, it's in deep now. Levi Dennis trying to hold on to his own side, trying to keep his position, but Levi Dennis does a great job posting up that leg on the far side away from the chicken wing to get to his base. And that kept him from going over. Nice job, Levi Dennis there on bottom, but Bo Lane on top, showing why he is ranked number 6 in the state. Very capable on his feet, very capable on top now. Levi Dennis on top, and Bo Lane on bottom. Lane gets right to his feet and gets right away. It's right on the head. Levi Dennis gets right back in his face. Here's one thing you can say about this freshman is he will get in there and fight with the best of them. Nice shot here, Levi Dennis. Timing was right, but didn't penetrate. Just dropped to his knees and didn't step into it. The timing was right, but he's still fighting for that leg. Looks like Bo Lane stepped over that far leg, and he's going to pick up this 3-point. Levi Dennis is holding on tight here, trying to make this last, but he's got to make sure he doesn't hold on too long and go to his back. But Levi Dennis, look at this. Oh, I had him rode off, and now look at this. Levi Dennis somehow pulls him over into crackdown and is still fighting, holding on to this leg for dear life. And Bo Lane just can't get this freshman off of him, and finally gets around behind. Has a cradle locked up now on the far side. And Dennis trying to fight this off, he's got to try to posture the other way. He's laying looking into it. He's got to lay looking away from it and get long. There he goes. He breaks that lock. And able to dodge that bullet, but Bo Lane up 7-0. Is now on top. With 35 seconds left to go. Dennis trying to get up. If Bo Lane will loosen up a little bit, Levi Dennis will try to wiggle his hips up and try to get out. Doing a great job down there, and Bo Lane waiting on Dennis to move so he can catch something. A little bit of a cat and mouse game here going on with 15 seconds left to go in the second. And as soon as that pressure lets off, Levi Dennis comes right back up. And look at this. I mean, as soon as Bo Lane tries to get off those hips and do anything, Levi Dennis is just up and out. I mean, really, Bo Lane is just wrestling hard on top, and he is frustrated that this freshman will not lay down and let him do what he wants. Levi Dennis, choice, he picks neutral, and he did have success there in the second. He got in on a shot. About was taken down, then cracked him down and almost scored again. And ultimately, Bo Lane was able to score. Double leg here, Bo Lane. Nice double leg attempt. Took him right to his butt. And Levi Dennis fighting off here. No score yet. But Bo Lane definitely in the advantage here on the edge, looking for a cradle, trying to lock this up. He gets the 3. He's got the hands locked. Levi Dennis in all kinds of trouble here. And Levi able to break the lock. He's trying to get long. His head's caught, but he's trying to get long. Bo Lane's got his head caught tight, but he just can't get a hold of anything to push him over. He's going to pick up 3 on the takedown, but still not able to get any near fall. Levi Dennis kicks out of that cradle, and this kid just will not go away. And Bo Lane up 10-0. Levi Dennis on bottom, still fighting to his base. And if Lane lets up at all, look at this. Levi Dennis just boot scoots and gets right to his feet. And frustration on the face of Bo Lane. And Levi Dennis will not let up. as he keeps on coming. Good fake there by Bo Lane. Look at this, just keeps on squirming around. Lane trying to get behind him, and Levi Dennis just won't give up. He won't stop. And Bo Lane he expected to score one way, and Levi didn't sit there. So he goes the other way, and Levi doesn't sit there. He keeps spinning, and now look at this. He's underneath. He's in on this leg, and Lane just frustrated he can't score. And now Levi Dennis has got a single leg. He's got his hands locked on that left leg, and he's driving up and trying to score here. He's down by 9 points and still trying to score with 8 seconds left to go. And shoots in on a double leg here with 5 to go. And Levi Dennis getting better with every tick on the clock. Major decision win by Bo Lane, but Guthrie coaches have to be happy with what they're seeing out of this young freshman. That's going to be 4 more points on the board for Cushing.
Wrestling at 190 pounds for Cushing, Logan Ford. And for your Blue Jays, Rowan McComb.
Rowan McComb for the Blue Jays, currently ranked number 6 in the state in Class 5A. Rolled the big-time takedown. It's going to be 3 for him on the edge here. As he gets this match started off with the bang, gets right on that half Nelson, and he is trying to score. Logan Ford able to get to his feet. And now it's brought back down. Now Rowan out here trying to run this half, staying busy on top. Ford trying to keep his posture on bottom and keep his head high. As McComb's trying to pull those hands out from underneath him. If he can get a hand pulled back, then Ford's not going to be able to keep his head up and therefore make it easier for him to possibly get near fall. When that head goes down, you can get some near fall. Well, doing a good job staying behind these arms, and just like that, Ford pops to his feet, and Rowan drops down to the leg. Ford trying to kick out here. McComb not able to hold on, and Ford picks up 1 on the edge. 35 seconds left to go. There's still plenty of wrestling here in this first period. Rowan McComb of Guthrie in the blue, currently up 3-1 over Logan Ford. Logan Ford trying the underhook, and McComb with a cartwheel out of bounds with 22 seconds left to go. A lot of action here in this first period at 190 pounds. Rowan doing a good job keeping that inside tie on the left side. Now he's got the over tie. Ford gets the snap down on the neck. Rowan with a fake. Kind of bowled his way through that tie, and he's got the shot on the outside now. Outside single. And had it right at the end. And Logan Ford able to limp leg out at the buzzer. No change in score. 3-0 still Rowan McComb of Guthrie. Choice was his, they defer. Logan Ford picks bottom, and we start this second period at 190 pounds. Just a standing kind of lazy switch. Got him to his feet, got him out. Rowan McComb starting to slow down a little bit. Dives in on a shot. He's got the high C on the outside. Now it's down on the low ankle. Ford's trying to catch the ankle of McComb and rolls through, catches McComb on his back. That's 3 points for the takedown. Rowan McComb on the edge of the mat is in all kinds of trouble. This is tight. Logan Ford's got this locked up. McComb on the edge here is all in trouble. Laying down here, and that is it. Rowan McComb up by 3. Logan Ford gets the reversal and the fall. And that's going to be 6 more points for Cushing in what could be the final match of the evening.
At 215 pounds, Cushing's taking the forfeit with Kellen Fry. And then up at 285 pounds, Sir William Morgan will take the forfeit for the Bluejays, and that will conclude this duel. Final score of tonight's duel, the Cushing Tigers best the Guthrie Bluejays, 49-19. Thank you folks for coming out, and good luck in the rest of this postseason.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this duel tonight. I want to thank Danny Choate for coming out tonight and reffing this duel. I want to thank the Cushing Tigers for coming out. They had a bunch of fans here tonight, and we do appreciate them coming here. For those of you that tuned in tonight on the Guthrie News page, thank you for checking out this broadcast, and we will see you again next year. This is the last season, it is the last duel of the season, so we will be moving into postseason after this. We will catch you on the state tournament, hopefully, but that'll be the last duel we are able to broadcast here on the Guthrie News page. So for those of you faithful that have been keeping up with these Guthrie Bluejays, we thank you for that. And we are going to see what we can do about it. I was hoping to be able to get some interviews tonight, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So with that said, we'll go ahead and shut things down for the night. Again, I want to thank you for tuning in to the broadcast, and we will catch you guys next season. The next season for the Guthrie Bluejays. Stay tuned and keep in touch. Also with the High School Huddle podcast that we are doing for all classes. The High School Huddle podcast is where we get to interview a lot of coaches, a lot of athletes, referees, all that kind of stuff. We talk wrestling, 6A, 5A, 4A, and 3A. We do it every Monday night at 6 o'clock. So Monday nights at 6 o'clock. If you haven't got enough wrestling yet, then come check us out on the YouTube channel, the High School Huddle. Again, this is Sean Silvas on the Guthrie News page, and we are going to sign out for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go Guthrie.